Trust me, I'm more than aware that a lot of people are probably tired of hearing about the possible acquisitions and acquisitions that might happen and acquisitions that are happening. It's kind of a lame thing, but understand where I come from as a person who covers speculation, rumor, news, all that kind of stuff. For me, I have to cover this stuff because it's just it's just kind of fun to speculate and talk about. Now I do think that in this case a little bit we see that a company is actually actively kind of looking to get bought out, and that might be a first where we've seen that kind of thing happen. But at the same time, I do think it's very interesting that it's a company that Sony has some ties to and would make a perfect fit for what Sony is trying to do. And I think that we're going to see more of this type of thing in the future. The main reason being is, listen, studios, like independent studios, they tend to struggle at times, right? Like, let's just be real. They struggle, they have issues, they often wonder where their next meal is going to come from in terms of, are they going to be able to pitch this game? Is it going to be able to do well enough for them to succeed? I think these are all things that you have to kind of consider. Now, I could go back to when Microsoft bought the Hellblade developer, Ninja Theory. How they talked about why they agreed to be bought out was because you get tired of worrying about, are you going to be able to keep the lights on and things like that. So I do feel like that comes into play. You have the backing of a big company like Sony or Microsoft, and next thing you know, you can make your games and you don't have to worry so much. You don't have to cut corners and do things like that. Look, the Bungie deal is going to be great for Bungie like that, because guess what? They're going to be able to continue to use Sony's money and still remain there independent. And the same thing goes for a lot of the studios that Microsoft own. All the ZeniMax studios, Bethesda, and all that kind of stuff, they get Microsoft's money, but they remain kind of independent. And that's exactly what they needed to do. And I want to get into this real quick. So hopefully, it's one of those things that you guys enjoy. It is a good topic, I'm sure. So make sure you guys stick around. Hey there, everyone. I'm the Crap Gamer. And of course, this is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice some changes around here, but hopefully that doesn't stop you from giving us a like and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It means a lot to me. I know you're all super busy with school, work, family, friends, all that kind of stuff, but it does mean a lot that you stop by. Please leave us a like. It helps the channel. I know you guys might not understand that. I'm rebuilding my channel. It takes a while. We're starting to see some great things happen. And I know people are probably like, "Oh, you're happy with where you're at?" Yeah, listen, I'm thrilled. There's probably millions of people that would love to be doing what I'm doing on YouTube, and I am very thankful for the fact that things are going in a positive trend. I get more messages now from people that are positive than ever before, so I'm very appreciative of that. Thank you guys so much. We're going to keep it up, but actually your likes get things seen and gets the videos seen and gets the channel seen and things like that. So please go ahead and do that, and I would very much appreciate it. Now, when it comes to what's going on here, listen, I think that this makes a lot of sense. And again, this is something that a lot of people probably aren't talking about, but maybe they should. Platinum Games is one of those teams that they do decent games, but they tend to do them in a roundabout way that maybe isn't the best. I guess, it takes them a while, and some of the games that they do end up not being huge hits. But anyway, Platinum Games CEO has suggested that the Bayonetta studio would be willing to get acquired and willing to entertain acquisition talks in the future should its freedom be guaranteed. Speaking to VGC following his recent promotion to president and CEO, Atsushi Inaba was asked about recent consolidation in the games industry, most significantly marked by Microsoft's $70 billion buyout of Activision Blizzard, and if Platinum would be open up to offers. Inaba responded by saying he'd be open to any possibilities as long as Platinum was afforded the kind of independence he expects Microsoft to offer Activision once the deal is complete. The most important thing for us is to have the freedom to make the games that we want to make. What I hear about the recent acquisitions, I don't think Microsoft is going to start micromanaging Activision to where they all take away their freedom. I don't think that's going to be a relationship like that. I think there's going to be a lot of mutual respect there, and I think Activision will be able to continue doing what they do best. That's also what's most important to us at the end of the day, whatever form that takes for us and our company. So I would not turn anything down as long as our freedom was still respected. Now, Anaba previously suggested that Platinum would not be interested in a sale to Microsoft, which has publicly stated its desires to add Japanese studios to its first-party roster, should such a theoretical arrangement limit its independence. Platinum is one of Japan's most prominent independent game developers, known for its inevitable and enviable track record of creating original games such as Bayonetta, The Wonderful 101, Vanquish, and Astral Chain, as well as high-profile collaborations on titles such as Metal Gear Rising, Nier Automata, and Star Fox Zero. In 2020, Platinum received investment from Chinese conglomerate Tencent, as did Activision Blizzard before the Microsoft deal. M&A activity in the games industry hit a record $85 billion in 2021 and has been forecast to reach $150 billion this year. But the recent growth in M&A activity has seemingly yet to reach Japan. The country's developers have consolidated in the past, including Koei Tecmo, Bandai Namco, Sega Sammy, and Square Enix, but we're yet to see anything at the level of the PlayStation $3.6 billion purchase of Bungie, let alone Microsoft's $70 billion Activision deal, So, yeah, very interesting to see that. And, it's just very interesting to see how that happens. While also asked why Japan's biggest companies don't seem to consolidate as frequently as Western companies, Anaba said he was surprised there wasn't more mergers and acquisitions. He said, "I agree, you don't see that a lot in Japan, and personally I think it's weird. For some of these big companies with all their money, you sometimes think, come on, buy some companies up already. It does feel strange to see Japanese company being passive all the time." Japan-based analyst Dr. Toto recently said he believed Western corporations such as Microsoft will find it very difficult to acquire major Japanese studios due to cultural issues. "Nothing can be ruled out in this day and age," he said, "but in some ways Microsoft's taking over a big Japanese publisher would be bigger news than the Activision deal. So far, no foreign game company has been able to acquire a big Japanese studio, and I can guarantee you that there have been attempts from both Western and Asian players. Again, this would be pretty huge. It does make it seem like Sony maybe would be the better option to pick them up, but again, you could necessarily rule out Microsoft. And the thing is, it does seem like they're sort of going into this situation where they're saying, we would love to be, we would love to see somebody biased that lets us remain our, let us have our independence. So I think that that's something that both Microsoft and Sony would be very keen to do, and I think like owning those IP would be very big. Listen, there's a reason for Microsoft and a reason for Sony to own them. I think Microsoft obviously needs more Japanese games, and I think Sony needs more Japanese influence as well, given that they're not nearly as big as they used to be there. And I think having some of these games that do well there would be a huge boon for them, and I think also for fans that are looking for that little extra something to play. So that's something to kind of keep in mind as we go forward. So yeah, very interesting to see a company that big into possibly be wanting to buy out as long as they remain independent. And I think, like I said, both Microsoft and Sony seem to be offering that lately. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens in the future. But yeah, this is definitely some interesting news. And like I said, I read some comments. I understand not everybody wants to hear about all these big acquisition rumors and stuff like that, but this one I thought was very interesting because it's basically a company almost begging to get bought out. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. Very interesting. Let me know what you think. Please sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for rocking out with me. I think the world of you guys. If you do enjoy my content, please leave a like. Feel free to subscribe. But if you do subscribe, please hit the bell and then click on get notified for all, so you get notified of all the different stuff that I release, because I do daily content. So thank you guys very much. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thank you so much for watching. Crap Gamer out.